Hey y'all, good morning. I just woke up, but I thought about something and I wanted to share it with y'all. So don't be judgmental, just listen. Okay. I keep hearing this question being asked by people who are essentially trying to prove this point. The question is, what do you bring to the table? And the point I feel like people are trying to make when they ask that question is the fact that, or is the idea that men or women don't need women or men in their lives. There was a discussion, I can't remember who posted it, but it was like, the guy was like, if I hire a prostitute, if I have friends and I don't want to have kids, why would I need to get married, or why would I need a wife or a woman? And to me, that question, that idea, that thought process sounds like I am cattle, I am a piece of property, or I'm not a whole fucking human being. It's really strange. And my biggest issue with the what do you bring to the table conversation is what I've seen. I've seen women ask that question, but I think it's about the same, it's in the same track. That question isn't the question for the person sitting in front of you, unless you're in the mirror. People shouldn't be auditioning to be in your life. Either you deal with them or you don't. And if you're basically setting up a scenario where people have to explain to you, right now, what do you have to offer me? What do you bring to the table? That is an interview. That sounds like you're trying to fill a job position. And if you're not paying for that role, you really shouldn't be asking that person that question. Here, you set the tone for a narcissistic relationship, or the dynamics of a narcissistic relationship, when the other person has to prove themselves to you constantly. That's what that is. And if you don't believe asking someone up front, what do you bring to the table, isn't like a test to see that, like, they need to pass this test, and most people are going to tell you the generic, because I'm going to cut myself off to say, really the only time I've heard someone ask a question like that is when I've been in an interview. And it's usually, what do you think you'll be able to bring to the team? And honestly, when it comes to a job, you'll give the generic response. Oh, I'm a hard worker and I this and that and the next, but you're being compensated for that. So of course you want to give, you want to make sure that you get the job, because your life is dependent on your money. So when someone is asking you that question as a relationship, of course nobody's going to come across and say, I'm going to be a servant, I'll cook and I'll clean. And the people who do that are people pleasers, unfortunately. But nobody's going to really have a good answer for that question, because it's so out of context within that situation. That's not why. The best way you can use that question is for yourself. What does this person bring to the table for me? That's a sidebar conversation between you and yourself. And the way you get to those answers is you got to invest some damn time. So if you are trying to figure that out for yourself from another person, you get to know them. Have a conversation. Are they good at conversing? Have a conversation with them. Allow them to express their interests to you. Ask them questions. What kind of movies do you like? What do you do with your free time? Do you read books? What are your interests? What are your hobbies? What are your goals in life? What inspires you? What motivates you? What makes you get up out of bed every morning? That's how you figure out what somebody brings to the table. Stop trying to microwave this stuff. Nobody has to prove themselves to you. We're the same type of, we are all human. And I can understand if you're wealthy, that you would want to have your guard up with people trying to introduce themselves to you, or to come into your lives in general. We've all been hurt. We've all been disappointed. We've all been betrayed. But if you're going to add new people in your life, first off, there's no foolproof test to make sure that it's going to be a good person. But if you're starting your relationships out with what do you bring to the table and you're confused as to why you're not finding what you're looking for, it's because you're doing it wrong. Doing it wrong. And sometimes your expectations may not, for whatever role or position you're trying to fill in your life, that person sitting in front of you may not fit those expectations. But that doesn't mean you have to sit and talk down to them and treat them poorly. This could be maybe they don't fit the role of girlfriend or boyfriend or husband, whatever. Maybe they don't fit that role, but maybe they could do something, benefit your life in another way. You don't have to destroy that person to reject them as a partner. It's not hard, y'all. I mean, it's hard. We can get this together. We can get it together, okay? Love y'all. Thank y'all for listening to this video. I hope y'all really think about this. I am a regular human being just like any other regular human being. So, and if people are interviewing for a position for you, you might have to come up off some money because it's a job. All right. Love you guys. Enjoy your Saturday.